Who am I talking to? You?
Talk to me.
Talk to you.
Talk to me. I'm way better looking than him. Coach Rod Davis, Argo head coach here. What's the strategy? They got a nice little cushion over the Torpione. One race to go.
Yeah, we've got a couple of points on them. Really, I think it's still a matter of having to go straight at them right off the starting line and see where it goes from there. Which is a little bit hard to have a match race in the middle of a fleet race. So, yeah, we've got lots of battle plans, but battle plans never survive first contact with the enemy. So I think the boys will have to adjust on the fly.
Do you, when you have a situation with Torpione where you have a great tactician and a good helmsman, but with neither of them are really experienced match racers, does that make it an easy decision, or is it always be aggressive and go at them regardless?
No, it's not always. Although Cam has got a lot of match racing experience,
Sure.
so he's pretty happy there. No, we're comfortable match racing him. It's just like I said, it gets quite complicated, particularly around the starting line. Match racing in the middle of a fleet race where you can get brushed off by the other boats. So if that happens, then we're back into our fleet racing mode.
Right. All right. Any last minute advice for people out there going into a final day with a lead, looking over their shoulder?
No, just stay loose. Don't tighten up. That's all.
Jason looked pretty loose this morning.
Yeah, no, I think the boys are in a good spot, and where they are, where they deserve to be, and if they can have a good day, then we'll finish it out.
Did you ever consider things like curfews when in a situation like this? The boys don't seem to really mind too much about having a good time, like at the party last night.
Yeah, I think you let the team. Each team has its own culture, and you let them live with that culture. You don't try and box them up or whatever. So we stay true to form.
Just repeat this sentence after me, and then finish it. Argo's culture. Our Team Argo's culture is.
Team Argo's culture is about enjoying themselves and enjoying the regattas, and that's what they do well.
Right.
Whenever y'all are ready. I hold the mic.
I don't know that now, folks. The guy behind the beautiful HD highlight reels we've been doing every day here, and our incredible videographer who's been not only sailing Melges boats for 1,200 years, something like that.
I think it's about that, plus one.
But he's also the current reigning Melges 32 world champion. Petey actually won last year with the Argo as a masked man. And I guess, Petey, my question for you is, you're only got about another hour and 20 minutes left as the world champion. What's it been like? What's it been like for you this past year?
It's been fun. I mean, it's a little different not being able to sail for this event, but at least I'm down here shooting it, which I have no problem with. Actually, it is my job after all, so I got no problem with it. I'm enjoying my last few hours as a world champion, and I'm hoping the rest of the team is not in that same situation, because right now they're 4 points in the lead going into the last race, and I'm obviously rooting for them.
You know what it's like to be going into it right in the last race. Last year you were actually a couple behind, and same thing. It was all about the match racing. What's the mood going to be like on the boat at a time like this?
Well, I think for some of the guys, they've been there before. They're pretty calm and cool, but in the back of your mind, it's still a lot riding on this one race. And I remember last year we kind of shot ourselves in the foot. We were 3 points behind going into the last race, and we were match racing Bombarda, and they jibed away, and I think we just had a bad jibe at the start, and it was light wind, and they were gone. And we were like fourth row at the start, just buried. We had to tack like 5 times right away just to clear air. And I just remember sitting there going, the wheels just fell off the bus, and we are not going to win the Worlds this year. So that's kind of, we fought back, got through it, hammered Bombarda into the cheap seats, and then knocked them right off the podium, actually. And then we
they went from first to fifth, I think.
Yeah,
and then you went from second to first.
Second to first, so we ended up winning it. So I'm just hoping the boys have a really great race. They're going to be all chill. There's going to be a little nerves on some of them, of course, but I think they'll get it done.
Well, some of this Torpione team is quite a bunch of them were part of that Audi Sailing Series winning and Europe Series winning, and second at the Worlds on Momo on Fantastica with Cirillo. So there's certainly no slouches. There's some ridiculous talent on all these boats, and I don't know. You think they'll pull it out? I think Argo's going to be the first ever back-to-back Melges 32 world champion.
It will be the first ever in this class. If I were putting money down, I'd put money on Argo over Torpione.
I don't think you'll find too many people take the other bet today.
But it's light, and they've been week, and it's now it's light air. Anything can happen. You know, we'll have to see what's up. We'll bring it all to you.
All right, well, enjoy your last hour.
I want like a meal or something. We got a sandwich.
This is a special treat. This is not the kind of thing that you usually get to see at one of these regattas, but it's the final race of the Melges 32 World Championship here in Miami. And the reigning world champion right now is on port, being chased by the second place boat, Torpione. You see him in blue right here. In the blue right on your left of center is Torpione, Eduardo Lupi. Now, actually, it looks like the match race is now over because Stig, Alessandro Rambelli, actually acted as a little bit of a blocker there. And so if Argo wanted to match race Torpione, they're going to have to do something to get back over. At the moment, though, Jason Caroll looking pretty locked in. Oh, bow's coming down. Okay, so Argo, nope, and back up. So they keep trying to think about whether they should go down and go after Lupi. Getting toward the start here. So the situation is, Lupi has to put 4 boats, I believe. 4 or 5? 5 boats between himself and Jason Caroll to win this one. That is the only way he can win. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All clear. All clear. Argo with a very nice start. Very nice start. Moving faster than Torpione. And we will stay with these guys all the way up. We'll let you know what happens shortly. I'm going to get off the roof of this boat. Halfway up the beat, we actually had to come over here and be a little bit of a marshal because these leftmost boats right here, Robertissima, Samba Pati, and Torpione, were all headed basically to the beach, and we're literally in 4 feet of water right here. So you can see the marker. So Robertissima looking to get something out here on the left, and unfortunately, where I think what they expected and what I expected is to get over here on the beach and get a little lefty, which is pretty common in a northwesterly, but instead they got over to the beach and got a righty, and you can see the result. I'll zoom in for a second. Robertissima here, Torpione, your second place boat here, and I'm going to pan forward. You just see that that gray head sail with the 3DI main, and that's Argo, and they have a very, very big lead already over Torpione. So at the moment, the match race is all but over. That being said, this is light enough, and it's a big enough fleet that Torpione should still be able to develop some leverage and try and get a little bit lost and mixed up in the middle of the pack. But I'll tell you, I would not want to be behind right now with Cameron Appleton calling tactics on the boat in front of me, because the iron grip is going to come out, and I think we're going to have the first ever 2-time world champ. 1/4 of the final race of this championship has been completed, and Keisuke Suzuki on the swing with Aussie Mal Parker, I think, having some fun, and away they go. And guess what, match race or no match race, Argo has rounded in second, and they are that much closer to a repeat world championship performance. But looks very calm on board. Momo from Germany rounding in 3rd. Dalton DeVos, the Delta, coming around 4th. And Dougie Douglas, Hedgehog right now is looking, and Volpe, this is the battle for 3rd place right here for the regatta, the ultimate podium spot. And that's important. Stig, actually these 3 boats right here are your battle for that final 3rd spot. Robertissima as well. So the boats that are going for that last podium spot are absolutely locked together. Hedgehog going with the early jibe set. Sorry. Oh. I'm getting out of the way of the real photographers. Best in the world right there. Best video, best photo. Big thanks to Carlo Borlenghi for making the trip from Italy, and all those beautiful pictures you see up on the Facebook page and the website are his. Mama Aiuto, the current third place boat, is looking like they're not going to be third place for long, and that would be a shame. They sailed such a nice regatta. And guess who's rounding the mark first? Oh my lord, it's Jason Caroll and Argo. And this thing is, well, it's very light out here. It's not all in the bag just yet. But this battle right here is the one that now matters, because Volpe, Stig over there, Goombay Smash, Robert Tissima are all battling for that last podium spot. It looks like maybe, and look at Torpione here. Oh boy, Torpione. Late jibe for the to go up the left-hand side and split with Argo. Yeah, they sent it to the beach last time and it didn't work. Nice late drop there. Ooh, get the kite in, get the kite in. They got it. And Ingo was also numerically capable of getting that third spot, but not going to happen here. We've only got 2 legs left. And Goombay with a terrible tack and just going nowhere, and just while boats sail away from her on the right. I think I missed where Hedgehog was. But we'll see if we can have that points totals figured out for you a little better. This top mark, figure out who's got to do what. You can't say they have it in the bag, but well, they have it in the bag. One more leg to go, and barring catastrophe, this one is over, boys and girls. Jason Caroll, very calmly sailing down across the reach mark, and right here, Volpe, Ryan DeVos looks like he may very well have that final podium position. He can hold it together for one more leg. Huh? And Ryan's cousin Dalton right here in third spot. It's not going to be enough to get him up to the podium, but the podium actually extends to 5 here. Trophies 1 through 5 at the Melges 32 Worlds. So he'll get some nice trophy and plenty of great memories. Here, you want a great move. Torpione coming back from a hugely deep bottom mark rounding. Where were they last time round? 9. So right there, 9th to 4th for Torpione. And Edo Lupi is going to try and chase down Jason Caroll, but that's a pretty tough ask here in 5 or 6 knots of breeze, that he's going to go catch that guy who's 300 yards ahead of him. But he's still going to keep fighting, and I'll tell you what, Edo Lupi is going to be more than happy with a silver medal here. Dougie Douglas and then the Stig right here, Mama Aiuto, all fighting for the 4th and 5th place spot now. I'm amazed any of these guys are still standing after what was going on the Georgiana last night, the crew headquarters, the skipper headquarters. Rumbelli comes here with the Stig, fighting for that 4th or 5th spot. And it's going to be tough. Mama Aiuto may see her chances of getting one of those trophies withering away here. We'll head down to the finish. It's almost over, boys and girls, and everyone else watching this thing all around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, 10 races. 40 legs around the world. And Team Argo becomes the first ever back-to-back Melges 32 World Champion. Jason Caroll, the skipper, Cameron Appleton, tactician, Who else we got in there? Anthony Katoon on the main. Mike Kushner. Weston Barlow. Graham Landy. Flipper Werheim. Is that it? Those are the boys. They are happy boys, and we're going to check in with them in a minute, but let's go back here. You got to drive your boat. And check this out. Delta is going to vault in front of several boats. They could possibly be the final trophy collector in 5th with this performance. I don't know. It depends on who's behind. This is cousin on cousin at the finish. Dalton DeVos looks like he's just going to get brother Ryan, or sorry, Ryan, or cousin Ryan. But Ryan will collect that 3rd podium spot. That's 3rd place. The bronze, a spectacular achievement for the young Michigan native. And here is the other story. Eduardo Lupi, a fully respectable day. You can hear the claps from his team, but Eduardo Lupi on the Torpione. Dede De Luca, Gabriel Rufo Bersani, and an all-Italian team. His son Lorenzo Lupi, and they are going to be really happy folks, taking 2nd place overall Melges 32 World Championship. We're going to go and run and jump on the Argo and have a chat with the boys, so we'll check in with you shortly. Jason Caroll, the leader of the Argonauts and the Free World, the first ever back-to-back, first ever 2-time Melges 32 World Champion. How do you feel, bro?
I feel pretty good about it. We've got an amazing team. We did a great job. We closed it out today. We won the last race. Can't ask for more.
I think we were kind of all, not everyone, she wasn't surprised, but most of us were a little surprised because you guys were working the Torpione. You came back to consolidate even though the right was looking so good. Kind of worked your way up there, and bang, you were in the lead.
If there's one thing I learned today, it's that I'm not very good at match racing.
You got owned on you got owned there, didn't you?
Yeah, we kind of got owned.
And then you got knocked out to the right.
It's a good thing we've got good boat speed.
And then these guys, the Stig came in the middle.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
And in fact, the Stig kind of helped you out a little bit, it seemed like, because they came in the middle of both of you and gave you a little bit of separation, even though they
were still very close to leeward of us, and it was going to be a tight lane for us, and we kind of struggled a little bit at the beginning of that start.
So you learned your lesson of match racing 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row.
Maybe
we need to go to school.
So maybe some match racing start training over the winter. I don't know. Talk about this crew. I mean, you got the core guys, obviously. I know you lost one. Lost one this year. Did you miss Petey? I know obviously you still were able to play. Did you miss Petey?
We absolutely missed Petey, but we're glad he's here anyway. Just at the other end of the lens.
Is he doing a world championship job on that?
I think so. He's the one we called.
Perfect.
So like that. You do 2 of these, and it's obviously not dominant. It's a big challenge still. What's next for you?
We'll do this again next year.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say 3 in a row, but that would be pretty nice.
And we know you picked up a super high performance multi-hull. Does that kind of thing help you get better in this class too?
I don't know. It's a different kind of racing. It's so different. I think it's pretty, I don't think it's that relevant to what we're doing here.
Yeah. I think the feel at this championship was different from the past few. It was just seemed like a really tight-knit.
I think there was a lot more camaraderie among the teams, which was good. It was it was one of our smaller world championships, but I think the team spent a lot of time together, and I think we'd all love to come and race again as much as we can in the next year.
It also seemed like it was one of the most competitive fleets I've seen. Obviously, the talent went right.
Previous world champions had tough finishes in this regatta.
Yeah.
We had a tough finisher too in this regatta. So.
And it wasn't just the finishes.
What I want is the feel from this regatta to be a little bit more contagious, and for people to go home and tell their friends about it, and that they had a great time, and see a few more boats on the starting line next year.
Is this boat that hard to sail around?
Sail flawlessly?
Just to sail. No, just to sail. Is it as intimidating as people think?
No.
It isn't, is it?
It's just a sailboat.
Yeah, just a sailboat.
Boy.
You have a fun bunch.
All right,
I'll tell you what. Yeah, done. Done.